So there was once a flood so massive in scale that in order to describe it, they had to use the same unit of measure that they use for ocean currents. The unit of measure is called a sverdrup, S-V-E-R-D-R-U-P. And the sverdrup is 1 million cubic meters of water per second, which is equivalent to 400 Olympic-sized swimming pools. Oh my gosh. Oh boy, this is a big one. Oh, we might have to get the camera out for this one. Oh my God. Damn. Oh, we might need the net for this one. Oh my, I'm shaking. Oh, buddy. Wow. That. Oh, we'll get the tape out for him as well. Holy. He's all of 18. Oh my word. All right, let me get a picture. There we go. Wow. That's gonna be hard to beat. 1 million cubic meters of water per second, equivalent to 400 Olympic-sized swimming pools. So this flood event that I'm telling you about is a flood event called Great Zanclean flood event. How deep do you think the Mediterranean Sea is? It's 11,500 feet deep. But it was dry at one time. 5.3 million years ago, the Atlantic Ocean broke through at the Straits of Gibraltar. So this valley essentially filled with a volume of water that increased by 30 feet a day. All right, and to put it in relative terms, the Gulf Stream has a flow rate of 150 sverdrups. The filling of the Mediterranean during the Zanclean flood, 68 sverdrups. There's another flood event that occurred in the North American Pacific, the Northwest, Washington, Oregon. Oh my goodness. And this event was called the Missoula Flood. And the Missoula Flood, oh, it's fascinating. Oh, it's fascinating. It was an impounded glacial runoff lake. And there's a lot of argument over how it was impounded, whether it was by ice or by earth. In either case, it burst its banks and drained in 2 weeks. It was so immense, if you took every river on the planet and combined them and then multiplied them by 8, that's how much water went from Lake Missoula. It drained 600 cubic miles of water in 2 weeks. It eroded. There's a place called Dry Falls. Dry Falls is what's called a cataract, and the Niagara Falls is an example of a cataract. It's just an eroded piece of rock that water falls over in a horseshoe shape. So if you put the Niagara Falls at the base of Dry Falls, there would be 233 feet of Dry Falls above Niagara. So there's a place called Camus Prairie, and Camus Prairie has, oh, that was a pickerel. Had to have been a pickerel. Yeah, let me tie it. It appears like a series of dunes, and I think they're about a 1/4 mile wide and about 50 feet high. These were on the floodplain of the draining of Lake Missoula. So when materials are suspended, when rocks and gravels and boulders are suspended in floodwater, when the water slows down to a point that the rocks no longer have suspension, they fall out. And they fall out in series. The heaviest ones fall out first. These dunes at Camus Prairie are arranged in the same way, with the largest lithics at the bottom. There's something called scale invariance. If you go to the beach and you go, or on a riverbed, and you see the little ripples, the little sand ripples, these are the same things. So all these lakes were as a result of an immense volume of ice melting in a very short period of time. These two ice sheets were the Cordilleran and the Laurentide. They were the accumulated snowfall of 1,200 years. They reached a depth of 1.5 to 2 miles over central Canada and northern North America. Through ice core samples, the date of these great events, these floods, is put at 9,600 years ago. The 1,200 years that preceded when the ice accumulated is known as the Younger Dryas.